Can you hear us now?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jeff, good morning. Could you tell us the situation in the province now? Are you feeling anything at all from Tropical Depression Auring?
Right now, it's very sunny here in Dinagat Islands. We experienced I think the brunt of typhoon, of the tropical storm and now tropical depression last night and yesterday and a few days prior. Signal number 2 kami nung nakaraang mga araw, pero ngayon nasa signal number 1 na lang kami. At right now, nilift na ng PAGASA yung heavy rainfall warning. So right now, medyo kalmado na po dito sa Dinagat Islands. Pero of course, hindi na nanatili pa rin alert ang aming mga disaster risk reduction and management personnel.
All right, Jeff, that is good to hear. But then, do we know about any other affected residents who may still need emergency assistance at this point? And how can they call for help?
Yeah, we have around 1,491 families in evacuation centers. That's around 5,308 persons in our evacuation centers in our 7 municipalities. When it comes to relief goods, the barangays in the municipalities already have allotted prepositioned goods for them, and the province will also augment kung sakaling magkulang. Pero right now, wala pang so far major need for assistance from outside. Dahil medyo maganda yung preparations namin, napakaaga ng preparasyon ng Dinagat Island, including yung community response namin, malakas yung active participation ng mga community responders namin. So maaga nagkaroon ng preemptive evacuation sa mga iba't ibang mga barangay kung saan malapit sa flood or storm surge or landslide prone areas. Right now, even if maaraw na sa Dinagat, hindi pa makakauwi muna yung mga evacuees to make sure lang na mananatiling ganito yung weather. And we're still standing by kung sakaling magkaroon man ng pag-ulan or mga iba pa mga untoward incident para makapaghanda rin.
Alright, magandang balita yan, Jeff. No? But then, right now, are there any landslide, tsunami, or flood alerts in certain areas of the province?
There are no reported landslides or any floods right now, major. Pagdating sa damage to property, ang pinaka nag-suffer lang siguro dito sa Dinagat Islands right now based on our reports from the municipalities ay yung agri-fishery sector. Pero based on the initial cost that we saw, hindi pa umaabot ng millions ang damages. Parang may 2 isolated cases lang na more than 100,000 yung cost ng damage. Pero most of the damages experienced by the agri-fishery sector ay around 27,000 lang and below yung cost.
All right, I do hope what you say is true and that the worst is over there at Dinagat. Thank you for your time and stay safe. Stay safe. At that was just Jeff Crisostomo, Dinagat Islands PIO. Several areas in the country are still under tropical cyclone wind signal number 1 due to Auring. Here in Luzon, PAGASA reports that areas under signal number 1 are Sorsogon, Masbate including Ticao and Burias Islands, Albay, Catanduanes, and the eastern portion of Camarines Sur. Signal number 1 is also up in several areas in Visayas, including northern Samar, eastern Samar, Biliran, Leyte, and southern Leyte. The same goes for the northern portion of Cebu, including Bantayan and Camotes Islands, the northern portion of Negros Occidental, the eastern portion of Capiz, and the eastern portion of Iloilo. Dinagat Islands and Surigao del Norte over in Mindanao are also under signal number 1. These areas are expected to experience strong winds with a speed of 30 to 60 kilometers per hour over the next 36 hours. To give us more updates on TD Auring, we have with us on the line Lori De La Cruz from the PAGASA Weather Forecasting Center. Lori, good morning. Is Auring set to make landfall anytime soon?
Good morning, and to all the viewers and listeners of One News. Right now, the center of this tropical depression is still at the sea, particularly at 205 kilometers east-northeast of Maasin City, southern Leyte, or 85 kilometers east of Giwan, eastern Samar. Its maximum sustained winds is still 45 kilometers per hour near the center, and gustiness is up to 55 kilometers per hour. We're closely monitoring this weather disturbance because over the past few hours, its movement has been slightly erratic, and there is a possibility that this weather disturbance will still weaken in the next few hours. So we're still closely monitoring this. But right now, tropical cyclone wind signals are still raised over some provinces of southern Luzon, of Visayas, and of Mindanao.
All right, thanks for that, Lori. Do we know exactly why Auring has weakened?
Well, one of the factors is the surge of this northeast monsoon. Somehow it has affected the circulation of this weather disturbance, and another one is the persistent vertical wind shear. It is one of big factors for a tropical cyclone to considerably weaken over time.
All right, now that it's weakening, do we have any idea as to when this will exit the Philippine area of responsibility?
There is a possibility that this will be downgraded into low pressure area over the next hours or the next day. So before it even exited the area of responsibility, it will just be a low pressure area. It may dissipate over the par anyway.
All right, that being said, do we have any gale warnings or storm surge warnings currently in place given that the Auring is weakening?
Well, gale warning is still raised over the coastal areas of Camarines provinces, Catanduanes, eastern coast of Albay, eastern coast of Sorsogon, eastern coast of Quezon, including Polillo Island, northern Samar, eastern Samar, Leyte, southern Leyte, and also Dinagat Islands.
Thanks for that, Lori. That was PAGASA weather forecaster Lori de la Cruz. We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. At least 3 markets are pushing through with another pork holiday as they struggle to comply with the price ceiling. Shaila Francisco joins us live from Commonwealth Market in Quezon City for more details. Shaila, which markets are taking part in this pork holiday?
Charles, as you can see behind me, all vendors of Commonwealth Market as well as in Murphy Market have decided not to sell pork today. This as they continue to await the arrival of hogs promised by the Agriculture Department. The DA announced that there will be delivery of hogs over the weekend. But according to vendors, no stocks arrived. The DA confirmed that shipments were delayed due to the typhoon, which is why they are looking for hog raisers in nearby provinces in regions 3 and 4A to supply major markets. In Litex Market, the only retailers selling pork are those that have leftover stock from last night. Over in Murphy Market, all 50 meat vendors will stage a pork holiday until tomorrow. Vegetable retailers are also complaining as the pork and chicken holiday has affected their sales. Pork retailers say they will incur more losses if they sell for 2 days compared to temporarily suspending sales. They insist the price ceiling is too low given increasing farm gate prices. The DA admits it's been difficult linking dealers with hog raisers as they can't agree on a price as of now. Aside from transport assistance, they also ask the help of DSWD in giving cash subsidy to assist meat vendors. Charles, as for traders allegedly diverting hogs into provinces, the DA reveals they already have a list of dealers they're investigating. Since fewer markets, meanwhile, are participating in the pork holiday, the DA advises consumers to look for other wet markets, supermarkets, and even Kadiwa stores if they're still unable to buy pork. Charles?
Thanks for that, Shaila. That was Shaila Francisco reporting live from Quezon City. The OCTA Research Group reports that Metro Manila is seeing a slight upward trend in new COVID cases. This is based on the COVID reproduction rate in the region, which increased to 1.13 over the past week. While the overall trend in both the capital region and the entire country is generally flat, some LGUs in NCR posted a spike in new COVID-19 cases. This is attributed to the Chinese New Year or Valentine's Day celebrations. Pasay City, for instance, nearly doubled its daily report of new cases, an average of 44 new COVID infections per day. This prompted a localized lockdown in Pasay. Meanwhile, Malabon, Navotas, Manila, and Marikina also saw increases in new COVID-19 cases.
Siguro po dahil yung mga constituent po natin sa Pasay, medyo naging complacent po pagdating po sa pag-follow ng protocols. Yung mga social distancing po, pag hindi pagsuot ng mask, nakita rin po namin isang anggulo po yun.
Despite this, infectious disease expert Dr. Edsel Salvana believes Filipinos need to learn to live with the virus. Speaking with Radyo 5's Ted Filon, Salvana said LGUs have learned to manage their COVID-19 situations and balance health with economy through localized lockdowns. And as for so-called mutations of concern, Salvana says these are inevitable.
Yung mutations parang it's part of life po. Inevitable po yun kasi pag nag-multiply po yung virus, may mga nagkakamali po siya sa pagkopya ng kanyang genome at ito po yung nagiging mutations. Now, some mutations seem to be more common than others, lalo na pag umiikot yung virus na natatransmit sa komunidad.
The global tally of coronavirus cases is still on the rise. Worldwide infections have topped 111 million, according to data compiled by the Johns Hopkins University. The U.S. is still the worst-hit country, with the highest number of infections at over 28 million. India comes in second place with almost 11 million cases, followed by Brazil, the UK, and Russia. Overall, about 2.46 million people have died of the coronavirus around the world. Russia has approved a third coronavirus vaccine. The Covivac shot has been given the thumbs up for local use, although large-scale clinical trials have yet to begin. Russia has already approved 2 COVID-19 vaccines for widespread domestic use, including Sputnik V, which was also green-lit before seeing any late-stage trial results. But unlike the Sputnik jab, which uses a modified, harmless cold virus that tricks the body into producing antigens, the Covivac shot is classified as a whole variant vaccine. This means it's made of all of the elements of the coronavirus that have been inactivated or otherwise stripped of its ability to replicate. Russian virologist Alexander Chepurnov says this should create a broader immune response that's likely to protect against any variants. This makes Russia the first and only country so far to have 3 vaccines against COVID-19, albeit vaccine confidence in their country still remains low. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 1 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.